Hi, my name is Leanne, and I'm here with you today to share a little bit about my story. Growing up, I, like everyone in this audience, have had my fair share of traumas and hard times, experiences. When I turned 18 and joined the military after high school, I was kind of thrown into this life and culture of drinking. That's where my relationship with alcohol really took off. It was just a means for me to get outside of myself, have a little more fun, be a little more confident. And eventually, I would go on to become a mom. As I dove deeper into motherhood, I experienced the same challenges that all parents have. It's such a high calling, such a big responsibility. And I found that alcohol allowed me to cope differently in that season. It was kind of an escape. It also was great at doing what alcohol is supposed to do, which is just numbing you of any of your past pains. And over time, my relationship that looked like fun with alcohol, that looked like mom night outs and wine night ins, turned into this progression of needing more. That is when I turned to vodka. And that is when my life really changed. It was something that I lost complete control over. I was hiding my drinking because I was very ashamed. I was constantly thinking about the next drink. And it was just this thing that completely sucked me in and made me a shell of who I know God had called me to be. It robbed me of being a mother of sound and sober mind. It robbed me of being a safe and present parent for my two boys. And it just continued to spiral until I couldn't bear the weight of the anxiety and depression, the shame and the guilt. At one point, I decided I was going to attempt to take my own life. I ended up in the hospital, and I knew things had to change. I had some good people in my corner who were there to help usher me into what was next, which for me was rehab. Even though I tried the first time in rehab, within a year, I relapsed, and I had to go back. After that second stint in rehab, I actually met Jesus, and it changed everything. I remember the first time that scripture came to life for me, and I had my 2 Corinthians 5:17 moment where the Lord just really made all things new for me. I didn't know what it was going to look like stepping forward. In the beginning, it was really just an experience of Him peeling back all the layers of life that had hardened, kind of just this excavating process of unearthing all of those pains and hard parts, especially the secrets that I kept. There's this saying in recovery that goes, "You're only as sick as your secrets." It's all those things that we're so ashamed of, that we don't want to talk about. We want nobody to know about us. And in that season, as God began to allow me to speak these things out loud, it really just began to create such a great healing for me. He didn't take it back and give me this do-over. He literally started everything over for me in my life. It, in turn, made me a better mom, made me a better wife, made me feel seen differently by the Lord. I stand here today, 6.5 years almost of sobriety. When I went to rehab, my kids were 7 and 9. Today, they are almost 16 and 14 and have experienced half of their lives with a sober mom. So I just want to say to all of the moms out there, not just the moms who may share the same struggle that I have had with alcohol, no matter what your situation looks like, I just encourage you, first and foremost, to not be ashamed of the things that maybe you have kept to yourself or are afraid to face. I encourage you to unearth some of that pain that you've been maybe keeping back. God does amazing things when we finally turn to Him and hand it over to Him. Don't be afraid to get the help that you need. The messiest season of my life, which required me going to rehab, ended up being a springboard towards the greatest chapter of what was to come. I can tell you today that I would not be the mother that I get to be today if I did not deal with my pain, face those emotions, stop numbing, stop escaping, and really seek the Lord in that season. I'm just so grateful, to be able to walk in motherhood in a new light, because God makes all things new. And I encourage you to give him that opportunity to do that in your life as well. Happy Mother's Day!